Usually when someone says, if you love this game or this game, you're gonna love this game, or something to that effect, I immediately switch off. So please forgive me for breaking my own cardinal rule just this once, because I've been playing the Knightling, and to ignore how much inspiration it successfully pulls from Breath of the Wild would be a disservice. The Knightling is Breath of the Wild light, but don't let that description fool you. It's a fantastically colorful RPG filled with fun characters that takes place in an expansive world, all of which revolves around a compelling story with twists and turns I did not once expect. The only reason it's light is because it'll only take up around 20 hours of your time, as opposed to 80, and I consider that a compliment nowadays when every AAA video game is 10 times longer than it needs to be.
The Knightling is more than its Breath of the Wild DNA.
Despite the obvious Zelda comparisons, Twirlbound's new RPG is very much its own thing. You are a Knightling, separated from your knight, Sir Lionstone, on a quest to find and rescue him and prove yourself worthy. Since you're only a child and an apprentice, nobody in this fictional world really takes you seriously, hence the need to prove yourself. Luckily for you, Lionstone left his shield behind, an inanimate object called Magnastone that becomes sentient in the early stages of the game. To help prove that you're more than just a Knightling to be scoffed at whenever you suggest trying to help, you have two skill trees, one tied to your shield and the other to your moveset. Striking a balance between a skill tree being helpful and interesting, but not too complex, is easier said than done, but the Knightling nails it. I progressed through the main quest at a steady pace, nipping off to complete side quests here and there, and felt ready for anything while not feeling too overpowered nor overwhelmed as I unlocked more skills and abilities. The combat isn't scaled either, as your ability to handle stronger enemies as you find them hinges on the skills you unlock, so choose wisely.
Just because it's shorter than a standard RPG doesn't mean it's less than. While the Knightling might be significantly shorter than your average 100-hour RPG, there is far from a shortage of things to do. Part of proving yourself, especially in the early stages of the game, hinges on helping the locals with their problems. Not only do you win them over, but I'd highly recommend completing as many side quests as you can find before leaving Klesea and the outskirts, and the map really starts to open up. Once you leave the outskirts is when you really start to feel some freedom. While the main quest is ever present, at no stage did I feel pressured to pursue it until I was ready. There was also never a point where I felt underprepared for what I was about to face. The extra content is simply there for those who want it, though I wholeheartedly recommend it. It's not jarring like side content often can be. The whole world is woven together, everything is connected, and looking back, even having only just played through Knightling the once, I'd struggle to tell you which quests were side content and which ones weren't. You can also dictate just how much you want the game to hold your hand by buying or not buying its stamps. There are outlook posts dotted across its world that will reveal areas of the map, but not the points of interest within them. That'll cost you a little extra. However, if you prefer your maps to be clean and you'd rather stumble upon all that extra stuff naturally, just don't buy the stamps. It'll save you some currency that can be spent on your shield upgrades too, so win-win.
Great puzzles, bad spawn points. Forgive me, but I need to briefly revisit the Breath of the Wild comparisons to talk about my favorite part of the Knightling, its puzzles. While you'll need to solve some to progress through its world, most of them are simply littered around the map, waiting to be discovered, and they're fantastic. While I wouldn't go as far as to say they're quite as inspired as the puzzles you'll find in Zelda's very best temples or shrines, some of them come pretty darn close. Much like the side quests too, if there's a point where the Knightling's puzzles start to feel repetitive, I'm yet to find it. For all of the good that there is with this game, there were moments that left me frustrated. Chief among them are its spawn points. When you die in the Knightling, your progress is backtracked as you spawn further back, sometimes quite a bit further back. That's not my issue. As frustrating as it can be to have to do something over again because you died, that's part of the game, and I might curse the developers when it happens, but it's fine. It wasn't how far away you spawn in the Knightling that bothered me, but the perilous positions those seemingly random spawn points are placed, particularly towards the end of the game. There was a series of respawns that saw me repeatedly placed directly in the firing line of a one-shot kill watchtower, resulting in a series of deaths that forced me to step away for a few minutes to perform some breathing exercises. If you find yourself in a tricky respawn situation, my advice is to just run and get your bearings again once everything that might kill you is out of sight. My only other qualm with the Knightling was some of its button placements, mainly because in times when I needed to flee from unfortunate spawn points, I'd jump into an ill-timed shield slide and be caught by whatever was chasing me. That might just be a skill issue though. You'll have to let me know.
The Knightling can and should be 2025's next sleeper hit.
In a year already filled with sleeper hits, I truly believe the Knightling can be another one on this growing list. Not only does it pack everything you'd want from an RPG into a condensed package, but it borrows from other genres to make a game that will appeal to a massive audience if they're willing to give it a chance. Action-adventure, 3D platforming, puzzles, there's something for everyone without the looming threat of setting aside 80 hours to play it.